Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is a disgruntled Cowboys fan. It is Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
Hello?
I'm here. I had to wait for my mic mute off to register.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm a proud Cowboys fan. What up, everybody? I don't care, win or lose. We here.
Yeah. You should be. You should be here. Anyway, I'm not gonna bask in the glory here. I'm not unlike some people that would if they were 5-1. But let's move onward with the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's just us two today. Brian's not here. He's a very busy man apparently. So it'll be just me and Josh. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into plugs. You can find me at the Chris Hospital on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole _37. That's on Instagram. Follow me. I'm private. At New Jump City Josh. That's on Twitter. I'm not private there, so yeah. Get at me.
You could follow Brian at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. He does streaming sometimes. He streams video games, so check him out on that at twitch.tv/itspunchline. If you wanted to follow the show itself, our socials are at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, because why not? Because we're cool. So check us out on that. And especially follow us on Twitter because we do a really good chapter of the week poll. Every week we put up a poll where you guys get to vote on your favorite chapter of the week or write it in if it's not on there. Twitter only allows me 4 choices for a thing. So get on there, cast your vote for your favorite chapter, and we reveal the results on the following week's episode. I did it this week, this week, you guys, just as promised. So get on there, follow us for the next one. And yeah, you could do that. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, please do. Or you can comment under the videos that you're watching on YouTube, whether it's the highlight versions of the podcast or the full version of the podcast. Let us know what you guys think about the show, about the manga that we talk about this week, all that jazz. You can subscribe as well. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Check that shit out. If you prefer audio versions of the podcasts, every single episode we've ever done is on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're all on those platforms. And yeah, that's it. That's all the plugs, right? Without further ado,
All the plugs.
All the plugs. Let's get into the show proper then. One Piece.
Juwan.
What?
I said Juwan because I usually say One Piece, like Juan, but I pronounced it with a hard J.
Juwan
so
Piece.
Juwan. I got issues, guys. Anyway.
This is One Piece chapter 1063, My Only Family. A little bit of a cover update as well. This was following, of course, the Germa 66 members' escape from Big Mom's territory. The last one we saw was basically, it looks like the entire island was frozen. And in this one, we see Brûlé and Cracker. Brûlé is like weeping because it seems that Pudding has been abducted. Man, lots of abductions in One Piece. I'll be telling you that. People are just getting snatched up left and right. Cracker is also frozen in this page. So, man, Aokiji, I don't know if, like, Aokiji took her for Blackbeard's sake. But, yeesh, this is not good. But in the mainline story, last we left off, the Straw Hat Pirates arrived at the island of Egghead. And they met the various iterations of Vegapunk. It was revealed last chapter that Vegapunk has split his consciousness into 6 different bodies. We've met 2 of them at length, and the third one we've only seen the back of their head. So the majority of the Straw Hats are with Lilith the Evil outside of the island, and Luffy, Jewelry, Bonnie, Chopper, and Jinbei are with Atlas, the 5th punk body. As you can see, it's been corrected. It was like the 6th before.
Due to your diligence.
Huh?
Due to your diligence.
You gotta pay attention, bruh. You miss these things. Okay, so last we left off, we met Atlas, Luffy, Chopper, and Jewelry Bonnie have just been gorging on this like automatic food machine that Vegapunk has created. And they've pretty much they're all fat now because they've been eating nonstop. Atlas is like, wow, you sure ate your fill. Anyway, I gotta go. Need to get back to my job. Violence. Yeah. And Bonnie's just like, what kind of job is that? So they notice that there are other beings in this lab, these little robot people. Bonnie calls them researchers, but, we don't really get an indication of who they are, really. Luffy manages to find some clothes. I like how, like, in One Piece, there's, like, this Kingdom Hearts element where they blend in with the rest of the island sometimes. It's always cool to shake up like the character designs and whatnot in that way. But they all have like the Vegapunk antennae, as well as costume changes as well.
They're all Robobobots.
Robobobots?
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody gets into incognito mode, and as they're walking through the island, they find a fucking pacifista wearing a police jacket. It looks like Kuma is a Fed. It's this big Kuma robot. Did you not see that this was Kuma? What's that surprise face?
No, because he's a Fed.
Oh yeah.
Always heartbreaking.
Yeah, there's a police Kuma around, and Luffy is already like, shit. It's Kuma. He's going to move. Let's run. But the Kuma just starts...
He's going to smack us all back to our destination.
Yeah, he's going to smack us back for character development.
Yeah.
So this thing immediately just shoots. I mean, he is a cop. So he immediately shoots with no questions asked. And, Luffy decides to go fight back against it. He like uses his big elephant gun. He loads one up, but then Jewelry Bonnie stops him in his tracks. And Luffy's like, "What the fuck, man? What are you doing? He's shooting at us." And Bonnie confirms what what us as the audience already knows, and tells Luffy that this pacifista, it seems, is her father. Which, in general, she just sees Kuma and is like, "That's my dad." And, the other Straw Hat pirates react because she didn't mention it was Kuma. That's something we know as the audience because we got that indication, but she didn't mention to the crew that it was Kuma. But she asked them not to hurt her daddy, and we get like a little like flashback-ish panel of Kuma holding Bonnie up as a young baby. Kuma looks so different in this panel, Like, it's kind of weird, like how old he looks.
Non-mechanical?
Yeah, non-bear like, it's kind of interesting. He has glasses on, I think, in this. But yeah, he shoots another beam at Bonnie, and Luffy goes off to save her, and we see that like an entire side of the island has been blown up. But then we get something I did not expect. Big fucking deal time. Big danger boy time.
Big fucking deal.
Yeah, we cut over to a stretch of the New World. We see that one of Blackbeard's ships is like attacking someone. And it is funny that this ship does resemble their very first ship, which is just the 3 giant tree trunks like bundled together like a raft. But now it looks a little more fancy because he's Yonko status and he can afford it now. And we see that they're shooting at Law, who is like retreating in his submarine. And we zoom out and we see that Law has been transformed into a woman. My first thought in seeing this was like, oh shit, is Ivankov okay? What the hell?
Hey.
Is Ivankov doing this? But no. Law just kind of shakes off his female form using his hockey, because one thing he learned while on Wano is that these types of powers can't last very long against like strong levels of hockey. So he's back to being his normal self. We see that the person responsible for turning him into a woman is Doc Q, who has the sick fruit. We also see that Van Augur and Jesus Burgess is also there. Van Augur seems to have the warp fruit, so he can just teleport shit. And Jesus Burgess has the strong fruit, giving him seemingly unlimited strength. Man, that's crazy. Jesus Burgess picks up a whole mountain and just chucks it at Law. Law uses his room, of course, to kind of like dismantle it. But, the trouble is not over there for him because it's revealed that Blackbeard is also in the vicinity. And he's like currently standing across on top of Stronger and Doc Q, basically. Stronger, Doc Q's horse, who has the horse fruit mythical type Pegasus. So, yeah, Blackbeard is there. He's excited because like he's like, that shit was crazy. I knew that one of you, either it was Straw Hat or you, would sail from Wano to this island. So I was just waiting for you here. He's basically like, you turned the whole world upside down when you took out Big Mom and Kaido. And he basically asks Law, how many of these road poneglyphs have you found? I'll take all of them.
Oh, I'll take them all.
Yeah. And Law says, same back to you. In this fight, winner takes all. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think of One Piece chapter 1063?
Well, TBH, RGC.
Oh, yeah.
This was the best chapter of the week. My really good chapter.
It's also mine,
really
for the record.
Good.
Yeah, this was our really good chapter of the week, which makes this a unified really good chapter of the week.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified
Listen.
RGC.
Facts.
All right, go on.
Okay. So, for those who listen, you already know this. But for anyone new, I'm going to let you know. For One Piece, I'm a lore and hype whore. You understand? That's all I need. That's all I need. It gets me going.
Honestly,
Gets a real rise out of me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Gets the juices flowing, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, it gets the juices flowing. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see?
You know the boy Blackbeard pulled up, so easy money, One Piece. Oda was like, oh, yeah, niggas playing with my name. How many weeks has it been for One Piece? Oh, it's been 2 weeks, but 2 weeks too fucking much. And one of them, he was off. So he said, I'm going to give y'all something.
Yeah. He said...
Word to law.
He said, you thought I was feeling you?
Yeah, niggas is munches. He said we all munches for Oda. And yeah, that's true.
Hey, he's absolutely correct, unfortunately.
Regarding Oda, I'm a munch, respectfully. Pause.
All right.
Metaphorically speaking. Because I eat it up. I eat all this content up and hype.
So do I. Huge fan.
I mean, look at Blackbeard's pants. Come on, man.
They are good pants. Is that all?
Swag. All right, no. Let me get into my thought. Okay, no. Aside from Blackbeard being a swag general, I really think that we got so much time with Law, and it makes a lot of sense that he's going to get fucking destroyed in this fight.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel. I'm gonna allow you to work those thoughts out because I'm sure you have some when it comes to that. But anyway, this chapter did a few things, I guess, to kind of like make me understand where people's heads is at. All right. So when Bonnie recognized what was clearly a fucking robot, to be her dad, there's some like emotional strife there, and I'm I'm starting to believe that she's gonna end up joining the crew.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either, but it's kind of weird.
I would be surprised.
Maybe
I mean, Luffy has a tendency to create alliances with pretty much anybody who crosses his path. So I don't know if she'll join his crew necessarily, but she could ride with them for a while.
Yeah, I could see something like that happening. Maybe she's gonna like hang with them until their next destination and be a sub supportive character instead of just a regular supportive character.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, no, I don't know. I'm really interested in the dynamic between her and Kuma and what his kingdom represents because I know that he was in a high position.
He was the king
of power for a reason. Yeah. But he obviously turned that down at some point, and I want to know the story behind that. I think I really like that Oda made a point to say that those with strong hockey can resist these like influence type moves, like moves that like seem as if they're all powerful, all dominating, similar to Law's ability, in the room. I'm sure people with strong enough hockey could resist being turned into fucking cubes or something like that.
Yeah.
That
was.
So I feel like that was, some extra reassurance on that. I can appreciate that. Otherwise, I don't have too many good deals. I'm super fucking excited to see next week, and I'm going to check right now if he's off because I bet he is.
No, he's not. He's not off. But what's funny is, now that you mention that, he's not off, but both Jujutsu Kaisen and Black Clover are off next week. Which is fascinating. A fascinating move. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Are you done with your thoughts, Josh?
Do you have rebuttals?
I do, a little bit. I'll get to it as I get to it. The stuff with Luffy and the crew is interesting. Like the fact that there is a PX, a pacifista here is interesting. And, yeah, this whole thing with Julia Bonnie is, again, very interesting. I'm very excited to see where this goes because Kuma has been an enigma for the series for a long time.
Yeah.
Now. Like whether he's, being the kid, he's the guy with like 3 identities almost. He's like a pirate, a revolutionary, a king. He's got like so many.
And
an op.
A slave.
Yeah. So I'm wondering why he does things the way he does. Like he voluntarily put himself under this program to be like turned into a cyborg by the world government. That was like a choice apparently. So I'm very interested to see finally what the hell's been going on with this guy. Because he's playing so many sides and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
The stuff with Law was obviously something I could barely ever see coming. Like this was outrageous to read. First of all, to see that the devil fruit powers of the other members of Blackbeard's crew are all really cool. I think Law mentions here that like they didn't always have these powers. So the assumption is that like throughout the years since like this crew has been active, they've just been killing people and taking their fruits. So Burgess could have just gotten this fruit for the most part, and same with Augur. The fact that that's the guy that Usopp's gonna fight and he has teleportation powers, I'm supremely interested in how that's gonna go long term.
He's gonna send where he's teleporting to and snipe his
Yeah,
fucking brains out of his head.
dude. I mean, I can't wait for the day. But yeah, this was so cool. And you know what I liked about this a lot is it really gives weight to what happened in Wano and the toppling of Kaido and Big Mom. That it wasn't just like some bad guys went down. The whole world has shifted and has changed very rapidly as a result of what happened in Wano. And not a lot of manga do that, where they send ripples of change throughout the world based on one event, and they do it constantly, whether it's the Straw Hats doing it or people around the world just doing shit. So it's one of the things that Oda does best, and is one of the interesting like world building foundations that he's known for, is that everything that happens in this world is not always dependent on the Straw Hats, and things that like big things that happen will send ripples of change throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
So I found that to be super cool. The stuff with Law, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna get out of this okay. He's clearly outgunned here. He's like, it's not enough that it's like Blackbeard himself. It's also Blackbeard and a bunch of his fucking crewmates there.
Who all outclass the rest of Law's crew because they're not fighters.
Yeah,
Apparently.
I mean they don't seem.
It's all Law.
Yeah, they don't seem to be. So it's not looking good for Law. And we've seen a bunch of abductions, a bunch of disappearances of characters ever since Wano ended. And this is supremely bad because Law himself, his power, if Blackbeard were to get a hand on that, he has the ability to make people immortal at the cost of his own life. So I don't know, man. Law falling into Blackbeard's hands could be one of the worst things that could happen to the world of One Piece. Because theoretically,
right,
if Blackbeard also gets his powers, forget the immortality operation. He just has the Op fruit amongst the Dark fruit and the Quake. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, bro. Part of me thinks that
he would be going berserk.
Yeah, part of me thinks that Law is probably going to narrowly escape, but I don't see him winning, or like causing any lasting damage.
I'm hoping he escapes.
Yeah, but man, what a chapter!
Really,
so much cool shit. Like Josh said, I love these chapters. Like getting to see how the world of One Piece operates outside of the Straw Hats is one of the best parts of reading One Piece. So this is crazy and very exciting. I can't wait for what's next, to be honest. But that's all. I think that's all I gotta say right now. Do you have any rebuttals? Anything left in the tank?
Nah.
All right. Well, that was One Piece. Awesome as usual. But with that being said, let's move onward then. Jujutsu Kaisen. And with that, I'm going to toss it over to Josh. He's going to do the recap for this one. Go for it, boy.
All right. Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 201. Direct Talks, part 2. All right. Last week, we had Itadori and the rest of the goons, Megumi, Comedian Man, Angel, and the person that Angel's, I guess, inhabiting. I forgot her name. But, a few of them were basically coming to, well, at least Itadori and Megumi were coming to terms with the fact that Sukuna is the disgraced one that Angel needs to kill in order for them to achieve their goals. And, Megumi's definitely worried about Itadori offing himself because he's very willing to, as we established last week. And also, Kenjaku met up with the American, I guess the U.S. presidential cabinet, the president and some of the members of his cabinet, in a flashback prior to the Tokyo Colony Games. And he's introducing them to cursed energy techniques and heavily implying that they should abduct Japanese citizens.
Yeah. Yes.
No other way to put it. And to use them as energy sources.
Anyway.
We open with Kenjaku at said presidential meeting where the president's acting all up in arms like, what are you implying? We can't go into this country and commit human violations.
Whoa,
Everyone will find out.
What about civil rights?
This is civil rights. Yeah. He said, the newspapers, the tabloids will figure it out. There's no way we could get away with that. We can't spin that shit. The rest of the world don't watch Fox News.
Yeah.
They're not all stupid. I don't know, Kenjaku. I'm not feeling the strategy here. You know, and you're also implying we should do human experimentation. And it's crazy because the president's just like reeling off all of the shit that Kenjaku never said. He never mentioned any of these things.
No.
But he's like, oh, well, like, what about these other, like the other countries? They're gonna find out. Kenjaku might go and tell these other people about it. So we have to be the first people to hold us down for the sake of safety.
Yeah.
They're trying to enact the Patriot Act too.
Oh yeah.
That's going on.
Yeah.
The Patriot Act. Yeah.
Not knowing that Kenjaku has also already reached out to other countries and offered the same fucking thing.
I like how he said it in his mind, like, hee hee. I already did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got this military consultant, Gary K. Johnson, Joint Special Operations Commander, Lieutenant General, Army. Wow, that is one hell of a title. Too bad well, we'll get to that. We'll get to whether it matters or not in a few. Just like the 5-1 record of the Giants doesn't really matter. Nah, anyway,
well, I mean,
still
5-1 in the NFL. I think that would matter.
You're always taking shots.
You know, matters
Brian's
more
not
than
here.
Matters more than a
Brian's
4-2.
not here. My Hero Academia is not here, so I got to take shots at other frauds.
He is the strong. This is the strongest Josh has ever been when Brian's not here and My Hero Academia is off.
So look, the general and Kenjaku end up getting into a dick swinging competition over figuring out how many soldiers should be sent into Japan, right? The general's like, man, we're just going to send a small fucking platoon. We can handle this shit with American might. And Kenjaku's like,
yes.
I don't think so. I think you need about 800. I'll be honest with you, Christian. I'd save this for my thoughts, but straight up, I don't think 800 is enough. I think he's just trying to let them feel like there's a feasible chance that they have some type of control in this matter if they took it up to a certain degree.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Right, because you're gonna. So anyway. They're like, you know, he's like, one of the twin sorceresses that's with Kenjaku, say like, oh, like, you know, why don't you test like whether like your soldiers could handle one itty bitty sorcerer, even though it's the boss villain sorcerer of the series. Not a fair comparison, but what can you do, right?
Right.
He's like, you know, we got this. You know, we got the bulletproof and armor and rifles on our mans outside the door, right? We got men from the stack. Pause. A parliamentary division of the CIA. Homos. In a different way.
Yeah.
It means they're different. Anyway. It's the finest covert units. Each member has at least 8 years of military experience, including special ops. Bro, he's talking about every single fucking unit of the military branch. Like, you know, y'all sorcerers really ain't fucking with us. We got years of practice on this. and obviously, Chris, they don't have magic.
No, they don't have abilities at all.
No,
They do not
they
have
live in the real world.
domains.
Unfortunately,
They don't
Yeah.
have curse techniques.
I mean, he screams for America.
America!
Claiming that that's what we're all about. We're all about this strength. And his mans all get flipped by a giant elephant saying a prayer.
A giant praying elephant.
A giant praying elephant. They all got folded. Yeah, they
I don't even know how he's doing.
they all,
Is he like?
they all got folded by Drowsy.
Yeah. It is funny. I don't even know how he's doing. Is he just like lifting them telepathically and then just dropping their ass? That's what it looks like.
Yeah. But it's cursed energy, so it's something more than that. He's probably abusing their insecurities and trapping them in an illusion of hell. It's Kenjaku, bro. He took it up a notch.
Yeah.
Just to prove a point. He made the general put glasses on.
He did make the general put glasses. Even though he's got one eye, he made him use 2-eyed glasses.
And then dropped all the dog tags. You think he killed all those?
Oh yeah, they're dead. They're dead. He died. They died.
Maybe he dropped them softly and then said,
I don't know, it
"Hey,
doesn't
give
look
me a
good.
dog tags. I want to prove a point to your boss."
I would be surprised if he left them alive. But in any case,
yeah.
They are
So,
pretty-
I think the American government fully understands the absurdity of cursed energy, and they're probably going to send 1,600 troops.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see Itadori kill all of them.
I don't know if he'll kill all of them, but he will beat the
He'll
brakes
have
out of
help.
them. But
All right, Chris. What are your thoughts? This was a very interesting chapter.
yeah, interesting chapter indeed. It takes place entirely with Geto and him playing the long game here. Obviously, I don't think Geto has any belief that the soldiers will be able to take in sorcerers. I think he's just complicating the game further just to like force the amount of cursed energy that is being used here by sorcerers to in self-defense. Because that's what Kenjaku's all about. He's also sending normal people to the slaughter, which his whole point is like he doesn't want people without cursed energy to exist. So I would think that this is probably just a way for him to take down the like military units of multiple countries featuring normal people so that he could have an easier time just like taking down like the world. You know what I mean? But
Get them in over their heads.
yeah, for sure. I don't know. He also creates more curses this way because, lots of negative energy, created by people. I don't know if it's necessarily that like only Japanese people are susceptible to the cursed energy thing of like, if you die and you have negative emotion as you die, you will become a curse. Maybe that's what it is. It's just like he's trying to manufacture more curses. Anybody could become a curse.
The curse? I mean, does that happen around the world?
That's what I'm wondering.
Like in every country when people have, I think it's weird. Like maybe if you know about it or if you've been touched by it or affected by it, it makes you susceptible to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if like it's pretty much only Japan that is aware and can harness this, but only because they know about it more than say other countries. But
right.
I don't know. Maybe once you're in Japan, the cursed energy stuff starts taking hold of you as a person, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, we've seen that like there are people from outside of Japan who come here who use cursed techniques and stuff like that. There's Miguel who know, they tried to hunt down for the black rope and all that stuff. I don't think he's from Japan. So I think anybody can harness it and anybody can use it to a degree. It's just, I guess, in Japan it's more prominent.
Yeah, it's probably like a huge concentration of it in Japan. Like it attack like the cursed like spirits attach themselves to living people too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so they're thriving and influencing everything around the area. So it's probably just not the case, like in other places.
Yeah. Either way, I'm really interested in how Kenjaku is manipulating the forces of the world and for what end. I have my theories, obviously, but I have no idea. This stuff is beyond me.
Freedom is the only way now.
Uh,
Terrorists, your games are through. Now you have to answer to
America.
America. Fuck yeah.
uh, but
Freedom
yeah,
is the only way.
it is the
Yeah.
only way.
They are.
Terrorist, your game is through. Cause now you have to answer to America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was
But
beautiful.
yeah, well, that's all I gotta say about Jujutsu Kaisen. Great chapter overall. I'm very excited to see the results of this. But yeah, Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
So, I shared a lot of thoughts while I was talking about the chapter, but I also was really thinking about, how is this going to affect the rest of the world with America going in? Because people are going to find out this isn't going to be a clandestine situation, and this is almost a declaration of war on Japan. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm sure it's not really going to hit the news because this is like a declaration of war on Japan. I don't think the series is going to be about America and Japan and other countries being at war with each other. I think that, like you said, this is about Kenjaku influencing the rest of the world and trying to like take over it, take over it and I don't know. I don't know what else. That I guess that's why it's interesting because I'm just like, what else are you planning? Like, all right, you're gonna send these Americans to get fucking washed.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then what's your
So
plan? Yeah, I think the
I
point
can't
is.
wait to think what the listeners think about
Yeah,
this.
let us know what you think. What it is. I personally think that Kenjaku is just like their sacrifices to create more cursed energy in the world. Or in Japan at least. Uh,
Mm.
but yeah, that's what I think. Fun chapter though. Any other thoughts before we move on, Josh?
No.
All right. Yeah, love this chapter a lot, but just kind of like America. You remember the sad version of the song?
Yeah. Yeah.
America.
Remember when he's throwing up in the alley? She was like, "Get out of the streets, you fucking bum."
Yeah, Team America is so funny, dude.
Yeah, I gotta watch that tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's move on. Chainsaw Man. This is yeah. This is Chainsaw Man chapter 106, Bonfire. Last we left off, Yuko has revealed herself to be the Justice Devil and has planned to just kill all of the people who have bullied Asa in the past in a very too real way, to telling her not to come to school the next day. Fucking brutal. But we open up with this chapter as Asa is going home after this whole fucking thing went down. And Asa's just thinking to herself, to Yoru, and she's like, man, this is my fault, huh? She made that contract with that devil because of me. And Yoru doesn't pull punches as usual. Is like,
Yeah.
yeah, she did that for you. It's your fault. And she's like, how do you think she'll get rid of my bullying problem? He's like, what do you mean? She's gonna kill everyone who bullied you, right? And Asa's like, well, I can't let that happen. We have to stop her. And I was like, how? Go back and talk her out of it? How will you do that? And she's like, what do you mean?
Right.
But then Yoru's like, how are you going to go back when your body belongs to me? And Yoru has taken over Asa's body and is like walking directly away from Yuko's house. Um, so, she's like, she tells her that, like, you're not going to talk Yuko out of anything. We're going to kill her tomorrow at the school.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole point of this is that if they fight the Justice Devil there, Yoru is hoping to lure out Chainsaw Man. So, she takes control over Asa's body until Yuko is dead. We then cut over to Yuko, who seems to be burning body, I guess.
Yes, that was definitely the body she was talking about.
Yeah, so she's
Who
burning.
gambles away his social security money.
Yeah.
And that was none of her business.
Yeah. So, as the bonfire is burning, she says, Asa, I'll save you soon, okay? I'll kill all the bad guys for you, just like Chainsaw Man. So, yeah. Yuko goes to school, and, you know what she's doing already. You know what time it is for her. But she runs into Yoru. And she knows it's Yoru. She's like, nice to meet you, Yoru. Yoru's standing there with a full fucking sword, a katana.
Whole katana.
An entire katana.
The whole thing.
And she's like, I see. That's the reason you're going to hunt me. And we're zooming in from the outside of the school as she's talking to. I think it's interesting panel layout where, the word bubbles are inside the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess it's like an interesting artistic choice. But she's like, well, I'm amazed the Chainsaw Man goes to our school. Kind of a letdown, though. I guess he won't kill bullies. He only killed devils. So, move aside. We can fight after I kill the bullies, can't we? And she's like, well, you're planning on running as soon as you killed the targets, though. So, because you're trying to avoid devil hunters, right? So, I'd rather not. I'd rather take care of you right here. And she's like, you can't beat me in a fight. I can read your every move. And she's like, well, go on and beat me then. Although that'd kill Asa. But, she's not feeling that. She doesn't go for that bluff. She's like, I like Asa, but I hate you. And the chapter ends with Yuko turning into the Justice Devil. Big 2-page spread. Really cool 2-page spread, to be honest.
This is a big brain.
This shit was crazy. Mojo Jojo brain over here.
Right, the Mojo Jojo brain.
Yeah. And man, that's the end of this chapter. Josh, what did you think of chapter 106?
Oh man, I really enjoyed this chapter, bro. It wasn't like a huge punch like the last one was, but I was really thinking like, all right, how are they gonna follow this up? Like, how's like the conflict gonna go down? And I think it was really interesting that Yoru was like, nah, like we're gonna let it rock. But then when she started saying like, yeah, we're gonna use her as a tool to bring out Chainsaw Man. She's really confident. Does she think she could beat him in a fight? We're gonna see. Because if she struggles against this devil here, I don't think it's that strong. I mean, if the Justice Devil fought against Chainsaw Man, it wouldn't matter because Chainsaw Man doesn't think about anything coherent. He just moves.
That is true.
So she's getting chopped up. I don't know. This should be a really good fight. I think the form looks really cool and graceful as well. I'm glad they didn't just copy and paste the old Justice Devil form since it was the same devil before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo. So I wonder if the katana she's holding is that same sword she took from her teacher, but maybe she's gonna collect a new weapon after killing her.
Yeah,
I hope that's the case. I hope that's what happens. She collects weapons that she holds on to like throughout the series, like it's the Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I would think that would be the case. With those, all your
Chris,
thoughts?
any thoughts or
Oh,
rebuttals?
yeah, I really like this chapter. I think this was like my runner up in when considering really good chapters this week. I
Do you
forgot to
think
mention.
Kayvon Thibodeau would like this chapter?
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau would be a huge fan. That being said, I did forget that the audience really good chapter of the week was actually Jujutsu Kaisen. That was my bad. I think
Yo,
this is the first time that Black Clover was on the poll and has not won in a long time. So, real
wow.
quick celebration for Jujutsu Kaisen getting a really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
My bad, Jujutsu Kaisen fans. I am also ashamed. But yeah. Back to Chainsaw Man. I really enjoyed this chapter. Not Jujutsu. Chainsaw Man chapters feel like they run by so fast. It is an interesting layout stuff going on with Fujimoto and the way he lays out his comics. He spends a lot of time on silences and like these like little settled moments that are interesting. And it feels like a full chapter regardless. You know, like you could like pace it out in your head how long any one silence goes. But yeah, this was really good. Lots of tension going in. You knew exactly what time Yuko was on coming in. And that 2-page spread, it was fucking awesome. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Because I have no fucking idea. I don't know if Denji makes it there in time and interrupts their fight, kills both of them. I don't know, man. Chainsaw
Well, you
Man.
said Jujutsu Kaisen got the audience, right?
Yeah, not Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
I just forgot to mention it during our Jujutsu Kaisen coverage. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for what happens next. I'm sure it'll be gruesome regardless, but I think there's something to be said, I guess, about Chainsaw Man being a hero who just like shreds people to pieces and people are idolizing that like Yuko does, you know? I would think that like this is kind of like a comment on you know, like people perceiving Chainsaw Man as kind of an edgelord type of a thing, you know? This is like people only seeing Chainsaw Man for what it is on the surface as opposed to like what it really is. Because to be fair, Chainsaw Man on the surface is pretty metal and badass. So it's very easy to, you know, kind of like take it at that level and, you know, just appreciate it for the pure edge of it. But I feel like out of every manga artist, Fujimoto has the most dialogue with his own audience, you know, given these little one shots that he's put out. There was one where it was about like the reception of Chainsaw Man in general. That was like low key the story there. And I think this is no exception in terms of what Yuko sees in Chainsaw Man. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Chainsaw Man. Great chapter overall. Are you ready to move on, Josh? Any rebuttals before we move?
Nah. I'm fucking with what you're saying. No
All right.
rebuttals though. I'm ready to move on.
All right. Hell yeah. Let's move on then. Black Clover.
EC.
BC. This is
British Columbia.
British Columbia. This is British Columbia, chapter 341. Hazy. Last we left off, Asta has been training in the art of Zetten, which is just a Ryuo of this world, it feels.
Training in British Columbia.
Huh?
Training in British Columbia.
Yeah, he's been training in British Columbia. He's been training primarily with Ichika, who is Yami's sister. And now we open up this chapter with the other members of the Ryuzen 7. We meet 3 of them, so far in total we've met 4. We have Jozo Hanegatsuji, Daizemon Ouka, something like that, and Komari Imari. And they all whoop Asta's ass in different ways. You know, because, you know, they're teaching him the ways of Zetten. And they all had these quirky personalities. We have Daizemon, who is this kind of like enthusiastic guy. He reminds me of the wind guy from My Hero, who's always yelling and stuff. And is like, ah ha ha! So you're the foreigner, the one that Ryuya was talking about. Welcome to the land of the sun. There's this like peppy ninja girl with lightning hair. Luck's gonna like her, I guess. And this guy with the weird ninja mask thing. So, you know, two of them are enthusiastic. The guy in the mask is kind of like really a hard-nosed guy. Lots of fun. So, yeah, they leave after... oh, wait, actually, they train Asta some more, and by training, they just beat the shit out of him for a whole afternoon, it seems. And he's just lying there kind of contemplating over what just happened to him. And he talks about how there are different types of Zetten and different ways to do it, and how everybody has their own style. When using Zetten, some people split their Yoryoku over 2 strikes at 50%, or they use 5 strikes at 20% each. So there's like a bunch of different ways that you could use it. Ichika interrupts his thought process by coming through, and you know, he's Asta's like, oh, what should I call you? Miss Ichika or lady or kid? How old are you? I'm 18. And Ichika turns out is 24. So, you know, she just looks young. She mentions that the shogun Ryuya asked her to look over him. Oh, because, you know, he's just been out there for a minute. And she reveals that he's not there because obviously he's really busy because he's the shogun of a whole country. And he apparently has an ability, although he doesn't necessarily have magic or yojutsu. He has a tengensu, which allows him to see everything. It allows him to see everything that is happening at any given moment with that eye that's covered up by an eye patch. So yeah, basically, he's basically used that. That's basically how he rules. He just keeps an eye on everything with that eye, and Ichika goes hard in defending that fact, basically. So yeah, she basically is just like, yeah, Ryu is the guy you can trust, because not just as a shogun, but as a benefactor, he saved her, and. You know, Luffy. Asta is like, you know, Yami's amazing too. He's my benefactor, and he's the one who believed in me, and he was the first one to acknowledge me and stuff. And he gave me a way to work hard for my dreams. So, you know, he's a captain, and we're all proud of him. He's way rough and violent and bossy, and she says, "Stop! Do not talk. I told you not to talk about that man." He's like, "What? Isn't he your brother? Why aren't you proud of him or something?" And she's like, he mentions that Asta told him, he's like, I'm pretty sure he said he got shipwrecked while he was out fishing and drifted to the Clover Kingdom. And he's like, well, probably fucking lied to you, and reveals that Yami is a man that is scum at the lowest order, because he turns out has massacred their entire clan.
Yo, homie did an Itachi.
Yeah, he pulled an Itachi. Yeah. So we
the Mangekyo Blackagon.
Yeah, that. So the chapter ends with them transitioning into a flashback of Yami and Ichika, which is a very interesting lore dump. Long time coming, but that is where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think of Black Clover, chapter 341?
So, Whoops. That's like the fourth. Whoa, oh, that's the 5th phone drop. We have to have a counter for that soon.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm not surprised. All right, first of all, shout out to someone that left a comment under the latest Black Clover video, kind of breaking down that when Asta fought against this girl, he wasn't in his full Devil Union mode. He was just in his like black mode, like Devil Black mode. So he wasn't going fully all out, but she was still a problem. So no, she's not the strongest person in Black Clover aside from Lord. I forget the devil's name. The light and soul devil. That's the big boss now. Anyway, so with that knowledge, it was a lot easier to stomach him getting washed by the freaking rest of these goons and him getting turned into a cocoon. He got turned into a Cocoa Puff, bro. Yeah, guys. Page 5. Asta's a Cocoa Puff. But yeah, I really enjoy that we're learning about a new style of him fighting, and it really does fit. Like, I'm surprised we didn't have something like this sooner, because everything had to do with the swords and him learning how. I mean, Ki was close. I thought Ki was the limit of him learning like how to use his natural sensory abilities and strength or whatever. But this is really up Asta's alley. Asta's alley. I'm writing that one down. Yep.
Asta's alley.
Yeah. And then in parentheses, tough. It was tough to say. Anyway. Yeah, you know, we're about to get a little backstory about Yami and how he turned his sister into a tsundere and massacred his clan to obtain the Mangekyo Sharingan. It's gonna be great. Next week is it's off next week.
It is.
Yeah, you know the story's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, Tabata rarely takes a week off. To be honest, like if it's not a holiday, Tabata has just like had consecutive chapters off. Not off. I mean, like he works.
He has to read the Naruto Sharingan highlights.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to read the Itachi novel that they put out.
Yes. He needs time to truly absorb it.
Yeah.
And synthesize the content to apply to his series.
Yeah. Were those all your thoughts?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I don't have many thoughts on this chapter, to be honest, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of this chapter was basically like, you know, the training stuff that with Asta. Interesting enough, it was cool to meet the other members of the Ryuzen 7. They all have cool character designs. It's giving very much the Squad Zero from Bleach. You remember them?
Yes, I remember them. Shout out to the not Fullbringer. Shout out to the 1000, whatever, the War arc, the new Bleach arc.
Yeah.
We gotta watch the anime. It's lit again.
Yeah.
It's the best again. All the sins don't matter no more.
Hey, look, I'm open to watching it again, to be honest. Maybe they do some things in it that are a little different.
No, you're not.
I would watch it. I'm open.
Kayvon Thibodeau won it.
No, well, that's fine. Me and Kayvon don't have to agree on everything.
Yes, y'all do.
Listen, bro. You got to take up this problem with the Cowboys themselves. It's not our fault. We weren't there. We weren't in Philadelphia.
Kayvon Thibodeau went to the Cowboys team, dressed up as Cooper Rush, and threw 3 fucking interceptions.
Honestly, if that's true, then good for him. You know, it takes a lot to really derail your division.
Yeah, rival. Man, I think it's James Bond. What the fuck? He's strip sacking people to win the game at 4:00 in the afternoon, and then traveling to Philadelphia to be a fucking goon. Who is this nigga?
Ladies and gentlemen, right now you're watching a Cowboys fan in denial. You're watching a Cowboys fan in pain. You must forgive my friend. The Cowboys lost, and he is afraid that they won't go to the Super Bowl as they thought they would in the offseason, as usual. He's contending with the thought that they might not be at the Super Bowl this year. They just might miss it. Anyway,
it won't be them bird ass niggas. I'll tell you that. It won't be the Eagles.
Well,
it definitely won't be the Ravens losing. to the Giants.
I mean, facts are facts. To be fair, I'm not the one who's out here expecting the Giants to go to the Super Bowl. You know?
Yes, you are.
That's what all the Dallas. That's your job as a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Every year, because we got the best players. That's why. Zach Martin, Dak Prescott, and Micah Parsons.
All right. I mean,
Zeke Elliott.
Well,
He'll run the football on all these characters.
what? Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know.
All of
about
them
that.
will get mixed. Even Asta.
Maybe prime Zeke. Not now, Zeke.
You should have seen the runs against Philadelphia. He was going crazy.
See the runs. That was great. He had 2 great runs against Philadelphia.
He was running in slow motion, and they still couldn't catch him.
You know. They caught him eventually.
No, he scored a touchdown.
He scored a singular. You know what? I won some money on Zeke, honestly. So, you know, not mad
What
at
does Saquon Barkley do?
He just said that and ran away. Anyway, I guess I'll continue my thoughts on Black Clover. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just really cool, to be honest. Nothing crazy yet. Obviously the big carrot at the end of the stick here is the Yami backstory, which is such a big lore point for the series in general. So, you know, excited to get into that. That's probably the only.
Who is he?
Yeah, that's probably the only real mystery left. Like, big pressing mystery left in Black Clover is what the fuck's going on with Yami. Because every arc they bring it up is like, he's not from here. He has a special key power. So, excited to hear more about that and why he's Itachi all of a sudden. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Josh, do you have anything else you want to get off your fucking chest?
Bro, he's Akatsuki. But Daniel Jones is an Akatsuki. He's soft.
I don't know, man. He's doing okay.
His client got murdered.
Hey, man. He's playing the best he's played in his entire career.
The defense is playing the best they've played in 5 years.
Also true. 2 things can be true. Did you know that, Josh?
No. Truth is a vacuum of one option.
I'll be honest. I am more of a neutral guy, but I think, like, it's funny. It's like, if I see the Giants win, I'm kind of happy. I watch everything, but I am happy when the Giants win.
Me too.
I'm not. I don't take any, you know, solace in Dallas losing. I was kind of rooting for them. You know, they're also kind of underdogs.
It's not for you.
What?
It's not for you.
It's for who?
The haters.
All right. Okay.
You know who ain't haters? People that love Undead Unluck.
That's true. So let's move on and get to it before this goes off the rails any further. That was Black Clover. Fun chapter overall. I think the next one will be more substantial. But until then, let's move on. Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 131. Did you want to do it, Josh, or should I do it? I don't think we talked about it. I'll do it. Anyway.
This one.
Undead Unluck chapter 131. Thank you. Last we left off, everybody's getting bodied. God himself has come down to Earth, and God being the sun has come down to Earth and is just destroying people left and right. But, you know, it's not a problem because the real goal
and he's being quite charitable by not melting the entire planet.
By not just straight up like slapping the Earth until everything explodes. He could just do the Donkey Kong down B move where he just slams on the Earth a bunch of times until it's just a fucking dust. But he's not doing that. But yeah, all the negators of the world are using pretty much all of their power to fucking hold off the sun. So, and you know, for all that, they're doing a pretty good job. You know, they shouldn't be able to last 10 minutes against him, but they're here. And in the very last chapter, we saw that Huis, using her last willpower and pumping it into the rebellion sword, has managed to strike a blow against God, but she loses her life in the process, causing Victor to go berserk. and he's not having a great time right now. he he turns over to Rebellion and he's like, "Rebellion, possess me." And Rebellion's like, "Huh? What do you mean?" He said, "Possess me." And we get a new Victor form. Victor is completely fused with the Rebellion sword, and he shoots out a really epic Rebellion blood beam thing.
Yes, he turned into a full weapon.
Mm-hmm. And he does like a Kamehameha style blood blast right at God. God is like,
knocks him off his fucking feet.
oh yeah, so fucking strong this attack. And Victor's just thinking to himself, I understand what this is. The warmth you gave me. For 455.4 billion years, you've been right there, alive by my side, so it never clicked. And he says, one by one, as he's thinking about the people who've passed, he sees Giselle, I think her name is. He sees Rip and Latla. He sees Nico and his daughter. He sees like one by one, they all grew stronger, so they would never lose this warmth. And we're cutting to the different negators around the world, doing their best struggle against God. He's like, for me, for us, what gave us strength, what pushed us to live, what shaped us and held us together has always been that feeling that we gained from those we hold dear. And I learned that far too late. As God like steps on the ground, just creating waves of destruction. Tatiana is just yelling her fucking lungs out. She's like, "You're not getting through on my watch." That little area around her is untouched, as is her ability. Billy looks over and is like, "Tatiana," but fucking Unruined pulls up and stabs him directly in the eyeballs, so he can't use Unmove anymore. Yeah, he just pokes him in the eye. I think you're muted, Josh. I don't think he can hear you. Hello?
Nope. Poke.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he says, no poke. And fucking Thirst Bucket Ruin is like, now, God, crush the ark and shape the world to your desires.
And burn my flesh, yes.
Yes, kill me too. Yes.
Please.
Please. So yeah, he's about to go do that, I guess, and then all of a sudden a giant fucking bow staff comes in, stops him in his tracks, and it's Shen and what's her face? I don't know. I don't remember her name. I don't know. Anyway, Mui, right? Mui are holding God back with the bow staff, and he's like, it's not enough power. But who fucking shows up to save the goddamn day? It's a fucking what's his name, Josh?
Fang Shui.
Feng Shui?
Shen.
No, it's not Shen, because Shen is the other guy.
Fang?
Shen Fang, I think. I don't know.
Damn it.
Super cool kung fu guy from the spring arc. He pulls up and he pushes the bow staff in, and he's like, "Unbreakable won't hold. Show them what Shin Hakyoku is made of." And they all use their power collectively to push God. Honestly, my favorite part of the chapter, to be honest, that shit was cool as hell. What?
Dale.
Oh yeah, Ji Dale, and they're like, which means understood. As the countdown goes down, we see Top and Unbreakable. We see the Chikara just like crawling over to where Fuko is. Everybody's just like saying Fuko, and I guess all racing to Fuko at one point. God bursts through his whole head through the headquarters of the Union. And we get this 2-page spread of pretty much all of the characters, relevant characters, just pulling up in the nick of time to stop God from getting to Fuko. This is a fantastic 2-page spread, by the way. So fucking cool.
0 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and right there, that's where Fuko just says, "Thank you all. Now it's time to go." As the clock the countdown hits 0. And that's where this chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Undead Unluck?
Wow. Anxiety was high with this one. This was my second best chapter of the week, by the way.
Yeah, now that
I'm
I think
feeling
about
like
it,
so close, man.
I think this is indubitably my runner-up. To be honest, I changed my mind from saying
Yeah.
it was Chainsaw Man. This shit was crazy. Now that I'm like reading it over again with you,
Yeah.
the
It'd be
perspective.
like that, man. Like it was cool. It was a culmination of a lot of all, past people joining forces to try to take down God Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
I fucks with that on a personal level.
I might make that a drop. That one's great. I fucks with that on a personal level.
That was good that you didn't make it sound after. Good self control.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Chris. I don't have to. Let me see. I don't have too many. I didn't have any thoughts after I read the chapter, but going through these pages, I mean, man, him launching that blood cannon was pretty crazy. I don't care if it makes sense or not, or what it actually does. It just looked fucking cool. He looked cool merging with the rebellion, and he pushed God. He said, "God, you're a little boy. You back off."
They did say
But,
those exact words.
Pretty much. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can I say? It was nice teamwork. I'm very skeptical that we're gonna have much more chapters after this, but I think I've seen so much from a lot of these characters that I am pretty satisfied one way or the other. That's how I feel after reading this chapter. And Fuko says thank you, meaning like, yeah, y'all did it. I like how she confirmed that. And how Luna's just there like, huh. Oh. But I was
Nice.
bad to lose.
Looks like I get to continue playing.
Cute.
Cute.
Yeah, good work, Fuko. Do you have rebuttals to my statements?
No, not really. I think you said it all. I will add. I really love this chapter, especially like recapping it on the show. Sometimes that happens where we talk about a chapter on the show that I didn't think too much about after I read it, but then like recapping it on the show has like really made me see it with new eyes. But this chapter was so good. Undead Unluck is a sleeper series, man. Sometimes it could just like out of nowhere just pop off and have some fucking cool shit happen on it.
Yeah.
Opening stuff with with Victor going off about the power of friendship is really cool. I think it's because it's obviously more than just the power of friendship. It is just like we're all fighting just so we can stay together. We've all been like through so much shit and trauma and all this shit, and all we're trying to do is preserve the nice feeling about being around people who like feel the same way as us,
Yeah.
and have given us some solace in this fucking world. So, it is super nice to see that. The tension in all these scenes, with Tatiana going hard, everybody's just giving it their fucking all, and you could really feel the passion behind all these characters. It's a lot because of how the artist for this series, I'm blanking on his name. His name is Yoshifumi Tozuka, is low-key like a really good artist in the way that he's able to have expressions and stuff be conveyed. He's really good at showing emotion in characters. The old teacher guy whose name we forgot, unfortunately, even though he's like one of our favorite characters, him pulling up was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everybody just like pitching in and doing their fucking best to hold them back. All these people who used to be on opposite sides are just like band together because they all have one common enemy. They were all just trying to do it a different way. But Yeah, and this 2-page spread at the end is just so fucking cool, man. I really do love it. Everybody's like pulls up at the exact same time. Chikara just like coming in head first, diving down, just so he could get a glimpse of God, so he can stop him with the unmove. Is just like one of the coolest like things from Chikara in
I
general.
know.
Given how far
Just him
he's-
dropping.
yeah, just so he could just
Like the
look at,
disregard.
just so he could look at God for like 2 minutes to get like Fuko out of there, like 30 seconds.
For 2 seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds just to get the fuck out of there. But yeah, one of the best chapters of Undead Unluck, just on a pure like climactic level. We knew that Fuko was gonna get her way. I wasn't really ever stressed about that, but it's like the way it happened was just so fucking dope. And I really like it. But that's all I gotta say. Any rebuttals to that, Josh?
You know what? You ain't mentioned heat. Using his fist to pull back the
That's
sun.
true. He's like holding God like this, like get over here, using unburn.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's my rebuttal.
Yeah, one of the best climaxes to an arc I've had in a long time, to be honest. Really great.
You said you climaxed to this arc?
No, I said this is one of the best climaxes to an arc that I've ever seen. Hey, get your mind out of the gutter, bro. As to the longevity of Undead Unluck, I'm not gonna comment too hard. We've been wrong before, and people don't like us saying that Undead Unluck is ending around the corner. But yeah, I don't know. It could go on for a while. I just don't know where you go from here. I've never seen a series literally reset itself.
You reset from here.
What?
You reset from here.
I reset from here?
Yes. That's what you do. That's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna
No,
fucking
yeah, I
reset.
know. But I've
And
never
it's gonna be-
seen that before, where a series is just like, let's start over from the beginning. So that could either mean it's gonna last a while, which is possible. I mean,
232.
Undead Unluck does have an anime coming, so I would imagine that means
Undead Unluck, chapter 232 is gonna be the last chapter. 262.
that would be crazy if they did the exact same amount of chapters. Yeah, I mean, I could honestly see it going for a while, depending on how they want to do this. I just have no idea how they're going to do this. And I'm excited to see it. I think Undead Unluck is not off next week. Okay, it's not. So we'll find out fairly soon. But yeah, those were all my thoughts on Undead Unluck. Anything else, Josh?
No, I'm actually gonna take it to Giants linebacker Kayvon Thibodeau to hear his thoughts about Undead Unluck.
Man. The Cowboys do not enjoy losing. You're still 4-2, bro. Why are you mad? Hey, we should be happy that the NFC East is finally competitive. For God's sake. Come on, man.
I'm happy for the Giants. I'm a New Yorker. I
Doesn't
ride
sound
the
like it.
trains every other day, pretty much.
Doesn't sound like it.
I own Tim's.
I also own Tim's.
I got a honey turkey, egg and cheese from the deli yesterday. On an everything bagel. I'm a New Yorker, so I fucks with the Giants. But god damn it, we need Dak back.
Yeah, I mean,
And thanks for listening, guys.
yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Podcast, Part 3.
Hey, man, you're gonna have to accept that this is gonna be a hybrid sports podcast during the football season. But yeah, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Hutspinall on Twitter and Instagram, Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter, Brian at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram. Follow his stream at twitch.tv/It's Punchline. He streams. He doesn't tell anybody when, so you're gonna have to guess.
It's a mystery, so you gotta follow it.
Yeah, you gotta follow him.
And put the alerts on.
Yeah.
So
you can
notifications.
Yeah, follow the show on pretty much most social media platforms, I guess. It's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at New Jump City. Check us out on any of those platforms. I'm thinking about doodling around, making some extracurricular TikTok content. I don't know what to do though. But I don't know. Maybe we gotta get this channel going somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, check us out on that. You can subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Please do like, share, comment. Please comment. Let us know what you guys think about the show, about the manga that we've talked about. We'd love to hear all your thoughts. Super cool. Let us in on that. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. If you prefer audio podcasts, you can check out our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pandora, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on there.
Wherever.
Yeah, let us know. 5 stars on the review, please. We are trying to game the algorithm here. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Broncos Nation, let's ride.
Broncos Nation, let's ride.
Let's ride. No, like last week. Broncos Nation, let's ride.
Broncos Nation, let's ride. You have to do it while you're going away from the mic.
Let's ride.
Broncos Nation, let's ride. Broncos Nation.
Yeah, that was perfect. Broncos Nation, let's ride. It's like he wanted to be funny and then remembered, oh yeah.
No, I feel like he's trying to be uplifting in that moment and was just like, forget it.
Fuck it, we ain't riding nowhere but to a fucking top 5 pick. We're riding to.
Yeah. Oh, watch the Broncos make it to the Super Bowl somehow.
Nigga seen the Giants win and then seen him lose and was like, oh, It's over.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
All right. All right, that's enough goofing around. Thank you guys so much for listening. And we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out. Thanks for listening.